Hey, Denny Van here, Heartfelt Awakening. Thank you so much for continuing with me on this journey to honoring your awakening, to be happy, healthy, prosperous, and aligned. So, who am I? We have so many new in the group here. Thank you so much for being here with us. But I am Denny Van, and I have been doing teachings for 30 years along the lines of mind, body, breath, and spirit. And we are bringing to you like a mastermind class. We are going live every single day this week, and we are on day 4, the Alchemy of Awakening. And if you haven't already, get your workbook because we are on session 4. And if you've been following along and doing the homework, which so many of you have been, thank you, thank you. Lots of shifts happening. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the messages. So if you don't feel comfortable making any comments in the group, because, you know, anything on Facebook is not private, even though we are a private group, feel free to send me a private message. And if you want my email, it's denny@heartfeltawakening.com. Or you can always friend me too, so that we can do the messaging thing back and forth, so that our messenger bot doesn't keep sending you, Denny's not here right now. So follow along with the workbook, and if you have been following along, wow, some amazing shifts with understanding, first of all, how you work as a complete circuit, and then your starting point. First of all, we're treating our awakening like a scientist would. So we have this starting point, and now we're understanding how our energy flows like a complete circuit. And there's 2 parts that have to create a whole. And so your wholeness is the movement of this world, this 5 sensory world. It's all in movement, and we hang on to it so tightly. And the expansive nothingness, where all of this movement is birthed from, really. So let me know that you're here. I am just going to make sure that I can see the comments. Hey, so glad you're here. Very, very good. There we are. So with the time change, guys, I know that so many of us are on different time zones. So it's okay. We're going to be making these videos available for you until Wednesday. And you're able to catch up and keep participating and keep commenting and just keeping the energy going, so that we know that you're here, because some of us are 13 hours apart. So we're allowing for that. So just let us know that you're here. Hey, welcome, Monica. So glad you're here, darling. And if you've been following along, you know that number 1, we started with a starting point, where you are on the pain scale of 1 to 10. So yes, this is subjective, but you're treating this process within yourself like a scientist would. And so now you have the starting point. And then Energy 101 Lab, oh my gosh, you guys, so many of you were leaving such wonderful messages of realization. It's like, oh my God, it's like right there in front of my face. And it was there the whole time. And so many wonderful comments about understanding your wholeness and how you are a complete circuit. And so do be sure, if you haven't watched that one and you're watching us today, be sure to watch day 2 of that. And then yesterday was a pretty powerful day with understanding the principle of how physics works, because there are unseen forces in physics. We witness them, we can measure them. Physics can measure these unseen forces, that if something is going in this direction, will it continue or will it go off in another direction? And so how to apply these concepts to ourselves, because we create this balance within ourselves. And when we learned, if you have been studying law of attraction, you know that they say, really focus in on what you want, live what you want, make it important, focus, focus, focus. But what we don't see happening is these pendulums and energies coming in to balance these forces, and energies coming in to hook you. And so you start feeding this structure and entity, and it's unconscious. It's just like a parasite. That's it. So we learned about those powerful things, and then today we're going to be learning the alchemy of awakening. And if you know what alchemy means, it's the study of chemical reactions. You know, the Philosopher's Stone, where you can change lead into gold, and that chemical process, finding the ultimate chemical process, chemical reaction, if you will. But you are the alchemy. The reason you are the alchemy is, number one, you have every single chemical that you need in your body to heal right now. You have everything you need. There's nothing outside of you. There's no pill outside of you. There's no book. There's no nothing outside of you. You have everything you need right in you to heal. And so that's what we do, especially in a group setting. We create a space where there's nothing to fix, only integrate and allow. Because what happens is the things that are not fixed within us, they stay buried in the subconscious. And it takes so much energy to keep this buried in the subconscious, and it wants to come up. The energy required to keep this unresolved hurt down, imagine trying to hold a beach ball underwater and trying to keep it there. What's going to happen? It's going to pop up someplace else. This is what happens to us. Just like it happens in nature, you're holding that beach ball, it requires a lot of energy. After a while, you just get tired and say, boom, there it goes, a big explosion, and boom, it's popping up somewhere else. If we apply that to ourselves, we've all experienced this, where we're spiritually, this is true spiritual bypassing, where we're not dealing with our baggage, and instead we are submerging it, keeping it in the subconscious, holding it underwater. And then when we get tired of doing that, it blows up in our face in our relationships, our personal relationships, our professional relationships, with your significant other and with your clients. It's going to show up. So what we do instead is show you a framework, and it's super easy. Super easy. I was imagining what it takes to keep a seed from sprouting through the surface. Yeah, it's completely out of your control. You can try and keep it. I mean, if you look in cities where roads and sidewalks are covered over, and yet there's still some kind of seed trying to pop its way through, nature finds a way. And so nature is going to find a way to have this thing that you're keeping underwater come up and be released. And that's all it wants to do. But we are so tight and afraid of experiencing whatever that was again. And I understand this. And so we want to do anything but experience that again. And this is where addictions, we want to do anything else other than heal this, because it's just too painful. We would rather do drugs, smoke, whatever that is that distracts you from actually healing whatever it is that's coming up. And I'm speaking firsthand from experience. And this is the process that we go through when we understand that, first of all, there's nothing outside of me. The work has to be done inside. And what we're going to be doing is learning a super simple tool. And actually, you don't need to buy anything because it's just your fingertips of your dominant hand. We're using bioenergy. Bioenergy, just like you use on your phone needs bioenergy for it to work. If you have a glove on, your phone doesn't work. So you need that touch, that bioenergy. There's an actual electrical impulse that we use in our body because we are energy beings. And so this is the energy that we connect to. And we're going to get into EFT and how you begin to tap. And I just use the sternum because the heart center. Because if the heart's closed, all of the lower chakras are closed. The root chakra, which is community and acceptance. The sacral chakra, which is creativity and sexual energy. The solar plexus chakra, which is willpower. If these lower energy centers are closed and maybe protecting themselves, You may be holding down in there some of these unresolved issues. And as you go through this awakening process, it's going to come up. And this is also part of the penduluming, because you'll come to a place where it's like, oh my gosh, this is paradise. I found the kingdom of the heavens within. And then boom, all of a sudden unresolved issues are coming up, basically playing themselves out in different scenarios in our external world, right? So this is an indication to go inside and heal this, but we don't know how. We don't know how. And the outside world is showing us there's something wrong with us, we need to be fixed, and take a pill. There's nothing wrong with you. You do not need to be fixed. And please, work with your doctor. It's between you and your doctor. But I choose to use the chemical reactions within my body to be my pill. And this is called coherence. And we talked about this in Energy 101 Lab, where the mind and heart, and they can measure this, and it's a scientific term called coherence. And that's where the brain, the mind, has its own frequency. The heart has its own frequency. And when we consciously bring them together, it creates its own frequency, and it's called coherence. This is important. This is so important. When the body gets in this state of coherence, it releases all of the good chemical hormones, the serotonin, the relaxin, the feel-good hormones. When the body is releasing these hormones, guess what? You're going to feel good and you're going to start to heal. Very good. So let me just check the comments. Hey, welcome, welcome. Let me know you're here. So in session 4, if you're following along in the workbook, we talked a little bit about EFT and what that stands for. And in the workbook, EFT means Emotional Freedom Technique. Emotional Freedom Technique. And some of us may have heard of it before. Let me know if you've heard of it before. And I know there's many different techniques under the technique, but it's all tapping somewhere on the meridians in the body. And think of meridians as electrical wires going through your body. Meridians are where the electrical impulses flow through the body. And so if you're tapping on these with your fingertips using bioenergy, you're sending electrical impulses through those meridians. Very good. So I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything before we move any further. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to mention this again. We have 2 scholarships that we're offering. And so if you've been watching the replays and we've been watching you, I know that my team in the background have been working very hard with, catching everybody's comments and their likes and their participation. Thank you so much for participating and being here. So just keep doing that. Invite your friends. Let your friends who you think would benefit from this, because we want to give this value from the heart space. So if there's someone you know who would benefit from this, send them off an invitation. And workbook, we're going to be going till Sunday. Oh my gosh, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do a couple of times, because I'm going to be traveling between Green Bay and Chicago. Yes, and let's see. That's all done. Let's get back to the workbook. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And again, if you're watching this now or later, let me know in the comments if you've heard of that or even done that technique before. Hey Yasmin, welcome, welcome. EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Emotion is energy in movement. So our E, motion, energy in movement. E equals movement. And so that's part of that movement. So our emotions are part of the moving hurricane, moving bands part of the system. Just like our body is. Our body is part of the movement. Our emotions are definitely part of the movement. And our emotions are part of the formula for manifesting in your reality. Hey, so glad you did. You didn't miss much, darling. I went over some review and we're on session 4. Thank you for being here, love. Okay, so our emotions are energy in movement. And if we understand what part of us, what part of you is movement, and what part of you is nothing. Just feel that for a moment. So as a human being, and we do have that stepping out of the human and discovering the being unit in there, where it talks about being a human being. The human part of us belongs to the five sensory world, our physical part of it. The other side of the mirror is the metaphysical, and this is the larger unseen part of you. It's kind of like an iceberg where you see like this part, but then underneath there's this massive iceberg. Yeah, your being is like that. We can't see it. You can high five it in your imagination. Hey, high five, Albert. You know, so give all the credit to the being. Very good. The Alchemy of Awakening. Yes, yes. You are it. You have all the chemical reactions that you need in your body. And we talked a little bit about meridians. And it goes, meridians are like electrical conduits in the body. These conduits can be drained, overcharged, and shorted, just like a live electrical wire. So the wire is drained. There's no electricity running through it. You're drained. You have no electricity running through you. And overcharged. You may have some anxiety and panic because you have way too much of a charge going through you. It does that to me sometimes too. Yes, absolutely. Another one, shorted. Like, you know, when you put it plug something in and it's working, and then all of a sudden it's not working, and then it's working, and then all of a sudden it's not working. It's shorting out. It's shorting. So think of your electrical system like any appliance that you have to plug into electricity in order for it to run. We run on 3 volts. We are electrical beings. And so when we understand that we are electrical beings, we actually have electrical wires called meridians running through our bodies. And this is where all of the electricity runs through to give the 3 volts, only 3, to give the 3 volts that needed to animate this body. And this body is just a vessel, like the bottle for the genie. This body is just like the bottle, and the larger unseen part of me is the genie. You are both. Does that make sense? So this is how you're the alchemy. This is how you're the complete circuit. This is how you are whole, and this is where the magic happens. This is how I love this word magic. But you know, it's really not magic once we become, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the opposite of ignorant, because right now we're just living in a space of ignorance, not understanding how our electrical system works. Once you understand how your electrical system works, things change. And so we went through that a lot with pendulums versus penduluming. And so what I would love to do is let's tap on a few issues, maybe general issues. Sorry, my little dog is upset about something or something. Oh, there's somebody's horn is going off. So I'm going to look at the comments for a moment. I think I have a ratio of them all. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Monica. Okay, it sounds like the horn stopped. It has to be magic if we're genies. Yes, absolutely. We are genies. What's the unseen part of us? And there's no words here. But then as soon as we give it a word, that's not what it is. And I can call it something, you can call it something, but it's the same something. Very good. And you know, it's magic, it's love, it's the space of variations, it's all of it. And they're all correct, but none of them are it. Very good. Nico and Churro, feel the energy. Yeah, well, the car started honking. Monica knows my doggy's names. Very good. Checking in. Okay, so now we're going to move along and begin to apply this first part of the alchemy. And this is the tapping, the EFT. And basically you're using the tips of your fingers on your dominant hand, and you just begin tapping on the sternum. Now, there are many practitioners, wonderful practitioners. I worked with a practitioner back in the early 2000s, like around 2002, 2003. For 2 years, I worked with an EFT practitioner to get through. And sometimes she would help me tap on certain areas as I was processing some stuff, and it was a wonderful experience, so I highly recommend it. But for our purposes, we want to keep it very general yet powerful. So tap one space, that's the heart center, right on the sternum, on the chest, where it's comfortable, and a rhythmic motion. So if you don't have any rhythm, feel free to follow along. Otherwise, your body will tell you. Moms will know, because you know the patting of the baby and that rhythmic motion, you can do it like that. And I've known people that I've worked with, as soon as they start rocking their body, it helped them move things through the body as well. I've been doing EFT for a few months now. Excellent. And I've never seen anyone do just one spot before. Yeah, we just focus in these lives on the one spot. It seems like that would be much easier to focus on when in a state of distress. Absolutely. Because when you're in a state of stress, it'd be like, okay, where am I supposed to be tapping? Just go right to the heart. Go right to the heart. Get into the heart. Get into the eye of your hurricane. Boom, start tapping. I'm in the eye of my hurricane. All right, whatever this bullshit that's happening outside in the material world, it's happening. There's nothing I can do about it, but I can stay in the center, in my heart center. Just keep tapping on it. It does feel great, doesn't it? And you know, our body loves rhythm. Loves rhythm. Little tip, little bonus. If you ever can't fall asleep, just lay down on your back, and with your, you can't see me doing it, but just tap your thighs, alternating in a rhythmic motion for 2 minutes. Just for 2 minutes. And then once 2 minutes is up, stop, lay down, close your eyes, and just be with that tapping. You'll be out. You'll be out. I used to do it without knowing. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Bonus tip. Yeah, but this is the alchemy. This is your body naturally healing itself. Your body has all the chemicals it needs in order to create this healing shift within you. Very good. And so let's, some of the top things that we would tap on are relationships, manifesting things, and money. Those are the top 3 things that we tend to tap on in a general setting. But when we're going to be talking about our Alchemy of Awakening 12-week program, when we're in that program together as a group, we tap on very specific things. And again, we're not trying to fix anything. We're creating space for it, and whatever energy that is that's being held down, we're just creating space for this energy to come out, and then tap and just allow it. And then your body naturally begins to integrate it. Very good. Thank you, Monica. Very good. So any questions so far? Drain meridians. Yes, drain meridians can cause tiredness and fatigue. If you ever feel like you have symptoms of chronic fatigue, that could be a meridian, your electrical system completely drained. And that's directly related to the adrenal system. This system gives you bursts of chemical reactions called adrenaline and cortisol, And this raises your heart rate, brings all the blood to your arms and legs so that you can either fight or flight. So you're fighting or running away. So that means you need your arms and legs. You need to think that fast. You got to go, go, go. So many of us are running on adrenaline 24/7. This system was only meant to be used in life or death situations. And every day our body thinks we are in a life or death situation. So we end up with symptoms of adrenal fatigue. Very good. Let me see, darling. Hey, Malcolm. So glad you're here. Hey, Dal. The different tapping spots are acupuncture points. Absolutely. Very good. And the sternum area is kidney number 27. Love it. And also wakes the thymus gland. Very powerful. Yeah, so Dao, we just, for these group things, the heart center is enough. It's enough. Beautiful. Perfect. I'm back. Thank you. EFT is great. So Malcolm knows it. Yasmin, I love this. I used to get confused by tapping everywhere. Thanks. Absolutely. Make it simple, because guess what? If there's any confusion and it's not easy, are you going to do it? I know I'm not. When I went to my therapist and she would work on these other points, and then later I would try to remember, I'd just end up right here. I would just end up right here, and then healing would happen. So, and then I became certified in EFT, became a practitioner, and this was back in 2005. So I've been using this on myself and clients for many, many years. And, you know, the word magic keeps coming up, but really it's the alchemy of your body. Your body knows what to do. We just got to get out of the way and allow it. Very good. Hey, Mark, so glad you're here. So overcharged meridians, again, I'm on the homework. Overcharged meridians can cause symptoms of panic and anxiety. Have you ever experienced that? Panic and anxiety. Yeah. So your electrical wire system is overcharged. So if you're feeling that panic and anxiety, maybe you need to do something physical. Go for a walk, go for a run, build yourself a rat wheel and just move until you're exhausted, and then, okay, now I can think about this. What we do is we make life decisions in this space. We make life decisions from a space of panic and anxiety. You experienced that today. Hello, Bharat. Thank you for joining us. And then next, shorted meridians can cause symptoms of, so you have a short. You have a short in your system, and this could cause symptoms of, I've had some people say paranoia. I'd like you guys to fill that in. Imagine, I'm not going to give you the answers to this one, but drained meridians, exhaustion, fatigue will give you symptoms of that. Overcharged meridians can cause symptoms of panic or anxiety. Shorted meridians can cause symptoms of, what does it feel like if you're having a short? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you might think you're going insane. Oh, excellent. You visit your trees. Wonderful. We have lots of trees. Muscle twitches, tics, seizure-like symptoms. Excellent. Very good. So how are you the alchemist? And this is where we're going to talk a little bit more about EFT and do some general, let's tap. Would you guys be okay with tapping on money, tapping on relationship, or tapping on manifesting things? What would you guys like to tap on first? Love it, Rowan. Thank you. Hey, Nitro. Mr. Fish. Welcome, welcome. Temporary paralysis, too. Yes. Feeling like I had a stroke? Yes. I know what seizure-like episodes are. I've had 2 in my life. So how are you the alchemist? What do you guys think? You want to tap on money? Manifestation. We'll do that. Manifestation. Let's do it. So begin tapping, and what we're going to be doing, I want you to find your rhythm. Just start tapping, and I'm going to start talking to you. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking to whatever this is that may be preventing me from manifesting something, or that I want to manifest, or I feel like I can't manifest. Excellent. You guys are all in agreement. Career. So that would be manifesting, Nitro. You want to manifest a career. We're going to do that. Very good. You guys are all in agreement. So let's do Nitro's career. Let's all tap on Nitro's career. Because manifesting a career. Because all come from source. You betcha, darling. You got it. So, okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking to this career. So even though I really want this career, I feel frustrated because I have no money. I don't know what my future holds. I have these gargantuan bills that I think I'm going to be dead before they're all paid off. I'm scared to death. I'm not going to get this career that I worked so hard, went to school for, worked hard for. And I really, really want this career. Even though I'm frustrated, I'm scared. I don't know what my future holds. Sometimes I can't even catch my breath because I'm overwhelmed. Even though all of these things are happening in my experience right now, I choose. Now, here's the important part. Here's the important part. What we're doing is we're acknowledging it, talking to it, saying, yes, it's happening. Then you choose. This is the shift. This is the shift where your body can go, phew, I'm going to let go of that energy and I'm going to come back to nothing. So, Nitro, I know we probably should have done this before we started tapping, but this is where we use the pain scale. So, and I've talked to you a little bit and saw some of your posts. So it feels like this situation was probably like an 8 or 9, maybe higher. And as we go through and tap on it and recognize it and work with it and allow it to move through the body, that number begins to go down almost to 1 or nothing. So as we go through and sit for at least 2 minutes, so if you're doing this, talking to it, because remember, this energy is not you. It's not the true you. It's part of this movement. You want to come to the stillness. The stillness is the true you. So what we're doing is we're recognizing all of this movement. And it's making me tight. You're looking at it and then you're choosing. I work with people who have done traditional EFT. And traditional EFT, they say, and I choose to love and accept myself. So over the years, I've worked with too many people that can't say that. So what I do instead is to sit in the expansive, unlimited nothingness. Then there's nothing to love about yourself. You're bathing in love. Do you feel the difference? So if you might have self-love issues, no worry, you're bathing in love. There's nothing you have to love about yourself. You are it. And so once we start making this shift, your body naturally starts loving. You start naturally loving the temple that your soul is in. Very good. The stillness is the true you. Absolutely. 1000%. So how's everybody doing? So let's say you were at an 8 or 9. After going through this, I choose to sit in the expansive nothingness of my being for about 2 minutes. Where are you now on the scale of 1 to 10? 10 being I'm still on the 10 side, maybe down a little bit. Where would you be right now? Let's say you've gone down to a 6 from like an 8 or 9. We're all being hypothetical here so that you can understand this process and how it works, because you're checking in, you're checking in, you're checking in. Now to science, it's subjective. But I'm telling you it's objective because we're all experiencing the same thing. So you're checking in. Now, let's say we're a 6. Let's start tapping and talking to career again. Even though I really, really need a career right now, I'm at the point where it might be a month or two that until I'm homeless. I really need this career. I really have to be making money right now, and I'm scared to death. My body is tight. Sometimes I feel maybe my chest is tight, and I really want this. And I put a lot of weight on it because it's a matter of, moving forward in my life and feeling my feet on the ground again. So even though all of these things are happening and I really, really need this career, I choose to let go of importance to it right now and sit and do nothing in the expansive, all-knowing, unlimited nothing. There's no Denny here. There's nothing I need here. I don't have to do anything here. For 2 minutes, be nothing. 2 minutes to be with the timeless. Spend just a little time to sit in your timelessness. The genie that is you, that animates this body. Without this genie, there is no body. So be nobody, which is your genie. I don't know if that was 2 minutes, but ooh, I just got a tingle up my spine, so definitely had some major shifts here. Very good. Excellent. Yes, bathing in self-love. Just bathing in love. Yeah, because this love is the space between you and me. Very good. So let's check in. We're checking in. All right, those feelings of, I need this career. I really, really need this are kind of, right now I'm good. I'm good right now. I might be maybe a 3. There's still concern there, but it's not as tight. I don't feel it so much in my chest kind of thing. My head's not spinning like it was. Do drink water when you do do drink water when you do this work. Water is an energy conductor. So you do need to drink your water. I have to teach my son this. He self-harms. The easy version is awesome. Very good. He self-harms. I'm wondering if he cuts. Does he cut? Because there's a technique, ancient Tibetan technique called gua sha. G-U-A-S-H-A, darling. Very good, Nitro. 9 to a 3.5. Gua sha for Yasmin. If he cuts, I'm assuming. But this really helps people who cut. Because the connective tissue gets very tight. And it actually feels better to cut. Yes, so I definitely want to check that. I'll get you some information on that. Breathing deeper and more open. Excellent, Dal. Very good. So Nitro, you went from like a 9 to a 3.5. That's huge. And without taking any pills. Holding space for you both. Excellent. Thank you, darling. I used to self-injure a lot when I was younger. I do wonder if this would have been an adequate substitute. I did other things besides cutting, though. So you did other things. Cutting wasn't like your main source of self-hurting. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. I mean, tapping, whatever that is, definitely something needed to be released. Because, just before you cut, the pain is so bad that it's a release to cut, and it's definitely, it's a very sensitive topic about self-harm, but there's definitely something going on inside, and I'm not 100% convinced that self-harm is purely psychological. I'm wondering also, because I work with people who do self-harm, I'm wondering also if it's the food we eat, because there's 4 different types of connective tissues, and when our connective tissue gets really, really tight, it's so painful. So gua sha, what it does, it's called scraping therapy. It's very healing. So we need to talk about that. Hey, Rose, so glad you're here. So back to our EFT. We went from a 9 to a 3.5 on career. And how long do we go for? Maybe 5 minutes? 5 minutes. To take a pill, it takes at least a half an hour to an hour for it to take effect. 5 minutes. He's autistic. I deal with this in clients as a substance abuse counselor. Yes, he's autistic and doesn't like change. You know, going from cutting to gua sha is not much of a change. Yeah. We need to talk, darling. Very good. Funny you should say that, because I used food to replace self-injury and then gained a ton of weight. Yes, one of my clients was 340 pounds. And when we went through the healing, he is now, he just checked in, he's now 230. So he's lost 110 pounds. Yes. Was definitely self-injuring himself. He knew it the whole time. He just didn't know what to do. Okay, so he knows about the food but ignores it. He's 22. Yeah, when you have a kid that's 22. Love you too, darling. Yeah, when you have a kid that's 22, I would say both my kids are on the spectrum. They are ages 26 and 32. Yeah, so I feel you, darling. Totally feel you. Okay, so back to Alchemy of Awakening and just discovering how important community is. And this is why we do Heartfelt Awakening Village, and we do these masterminds, and we're going to be doing it again in December. So this is going to keep going, and because we want to create a space where we can move forward from and heal and step into being whatever this is that's happening in our world. We can start with us in being the change maker. Very good. It does feel like a miracle. Sounds familiar. I'm a foodie. Wait, were we just talking about food? I'm hungry all of a sudden. He's a genius these days. Yeah, most of them are pretty genius. Food is a big cause these days. Oh, I gotcha. Food. Yeah, I know. Yeah, when I was going through my awakening. Oh my God. Okay, so maybe we can do something on food. Would you guys want to do something on food? Do one more time through a tapping? Because I know, like right now, food, I could totally eat some milk and cookies right now. And that's like the worst thing for me. So even though I really, really want carbs and my body seems to be hungry every 2 hours, it feels like food and the thought of food just takes over all the time, and I can't think of anything else. I feel completely disconnected from my body because I know I'm eating food that's really not the best for my body, and yet I want to eat the good food, and yet I go for the food that's the easiest and the cheapest, and I feel the disconnected thoughts of I shouldn't be eating this, and yet I'm stuffing my face with it. Yeah, I've been there. I'm talking to myself. I've done this. Even though I'm feeling all these things, and I have some fear that maybe it won't be there at some points. Even though all of these things are happening, I choose to relax my belly and to let my body just be for these next 2 minutes. And allow my awareness to begin to connect to my first brain in the gut. And this is true. There are more neurological connections in the gut than there are in the brain. So our gut is our first brain. So the first step in alchemy is connecting the body and mind together. But if your gut is taken over by the pendulum of yeasties, I call them yeasties, you know, it's just sugar feeding a fungus that begins to take over, and it begins to take over the neurons, sending signals to the brain that it's hungry. So when you become aware of this and you create some space going, am I really hungry? Maybe I need some water. Drink some water. Tap on it. You know, I just drank some water. I still feel a little bit hungry, but you know, I just ate a little while ago, so I'm going to allow my body to feel the hunger and feel the hunger. I sit and allow my body to feel the hunger. I work with so many people where they're afraid to be hungry. They're afraid to be hungry. Very good. You getting hungry? Creatures out there that eat put their spirit to us. They must be removed. Yeah, energy vampires. There's, you know, this is an eat or be eaten planet. And we are part of the planet. And there are creatures trying to eat us all the time. That's why I do detoxes. That's why I incorporate diatomaceous earth to constantly allow my body to keep cleansing this, because, you know, it's eat or be eaten, literally. I've done emotional eating when I've been depressed and I hate it. Emotional eating is just telling you that you're disconnected from your emotions. You're using eating to push those emotions back down. That's all. That's all. Just recognize it, become aware, and then with awareness, and you might not catch yourself until you've halfway eaten everything. So halfway through, oh my gosh, I'm emotional eating. Just become aware. Maybe do some tapping. I am eating emotionally. I am pushing my emotions back down. I'm using food to do that. Some of us use alcohol. Some of us use drugs. Some of us use sex. Whatever that is, you're using that to push those emotions back down. The shadow does the eating. Yep. Thank you, Joe, for being here. I've done emotional. Okay, yes, read that one. Thank you, Rose. They also try to put creatures and hardware into us. You know, that's a topic for a completely different class. But I think I'm agreeing with you. I try to take time to do a gratitude prayer. I love that. For the food I eat, and just try to fill it with light energy. I love that. I love that. Perfect. Perfect, because then you're putting yourself in a state of not having any kind of energy conflict. Like, you're thinking I shouldn't be eating it, yet you're eating it. So you create an energy impasse. I love how this is just a taste, no pun intended, of alchemy. Such a detailed process. So many bits that end up connecting and making so much more sense. Love it. I love this. I needed to do this more. Thank you, Yasmin, for being here. So I wanted to go over our homework. This is the Alchemy of Awakening, and this is just a taste, and I'm going to open up our cart tonight to kind of let you guys in on what we're doing. We have a 3-month program, and I know many of you have asked, what's the program, and I want to open up the cart now so that we can begin a fresh group going through the 3 months and, you know, changing the course of your reality. And this is done on such a one-on-one and basis where everybody is so different. We all come from different backgrounds. And what I don't want to do through our programs is give you more knowledge. You got enough. You got enough of the knowledge. Let's use what you have already. Let's use what we see naturally in nature and then apply it to ourselves, because there's nothing you need outside of you to create this shift within you. And so I'm reading from the page that we have for the Alchemy of Awakening for our program, and we can leave that link for you guys, and we're going to talk more about it tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be answering your questions. Any and all questions are going to be open for discussion tomorrow. And we're going to keep our cart open. We're going to talk to people. Maybe some of us who are in the program might want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about the benefits of it. You already know the struggles. We know your struggles too, because that's the question we ask when you come in. What is your biggest struggle? Number 1 is committing to yourself. We're going to be going over that in detail, and we're going to be showing you ways, and we're going to be supporting you 100% through the whole process. And, you know, if you're feeling like something's missing, you can't quite explain what it is, and you're out of sync with your desires, it's like, yes, I'm focusing on this, I'm doing the law of attraction, but the opposite seems to come. We're going to get into more detail as to why, and we're going to actually create some adjustment and life affirmations so that you can begin to reach your goals. And we're going to also get very clear on what goals actually are, because you have to say yes to your goals, and then you got to say no to everything else that's trying to get your attention. This is the practice. This is the commitment. And so if you're ready to say yes to you, then come on, we're going to be doing this group work together. We're going to be going through this with guidance back to you. The guidance has to come from within here. And so we go through a deep awareness training and what that is and connecting with that awareness, because your awareness is your most precious gift. And when we create this inner space for our awareness, this is where the genie comes out of the bottle. This is where the magic happens. This is when the mind and heart are in coherence. And when you move from this space, this is when our five sensory world begins to magically change. It happens as if by magic. That seems to be the word of the day today. So we have this program for you and available for you. However, we still do give heartfelt, and this is why we do these master classes. And this is why we at least come to a space where you can move from this space and make choices in your life for the things you want more of. Very good. Just checking in with the comments. Big one for you. Excellent, Malcolm. Thank you. 50 minutes with you feels like 5. I know, time, holy cow, it's been almost an hour. Yes, thank you so much for being here. What do you do with the time? It just flies. For a while, I've been so depressed and suicidal, but the past few days, I felt okay and don't know why. You don't have to know why, darling. Just be okay. Are you safe? Is there anything you need right now? Just be okay right here, right now, for 2 minutes. And just allow yourself to be okay. You don't need to know why. Know why necessary. It's your natural state. And if somebody says, why are you happy? It's my natural state. Why do I have to tell you? Thank you, Rose. Denny, unleashed your genie. Very good. I love that. Very good. You are the genie in the bottle. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. And you don't have to take on their ignorance as your own. Just let them be in ignorance and just be yourself, darling. Very good. Okay, so, this time flew. I'm telling you, this time just completely flew. And so what I would love for you to do is let me know, what is your takeaway from today? What is the one thing that helped you make massive shifts? Oh, one thing I forgot about tomorrow in session 5. You know how in the beginning we went through those questions and then we said where we were on a scale of 1 to 10 and then we had a number? We're going to go over those questions again tomorrow. And then the difference between the two is your transformation. It's your transformation. Very good. Very good. I can't wait till tomorrow. And tomorrow, I know the times are kind of crazy because we're traveling. So tomorrow is going to be at 11 a.m. Chicago time. 11 a.m. Chicago time. And then I'll explain Saturday, but Saturday will be 11 a.m. and then Sunday will be 11 a.m. and then we'll be closing the cart. And then our offer, we'll be closing that. And then the replays will be up and available for you until Wednesday. So let me know if you are watching the replay as well, because if you're wanting to go for that scholarship, It's so worth it to go for it. We are giving away 2, and we are announcing the winners tomorrow. So I think Monica will be doing that. I have no idea. I haven't looked at any of it. My takeaway is that there's a simpler form of EFT that's also very effective, and that will be easier for me. So wonderful. You found some easy tool to start using right away with anxiety. Even though I'm feeling this anxiety, I can feel my body getting tighter and tighter by the minute. And sometimes by the time you get to that point, you realize, okay, start relax. Let this surge go through me. Let this surge go through me. It's a surge of energy, right? The surge has gone through me. And then allow yourself to relax. Very good. How do you go for it? Hey, Nitro, what are you referring to? I have a way forward for me, and I have a way forward for my son. 2 miracles. Yeah, definitely keep trying it, because, this isn't for everybody. This is definitely not for everybody. But if this is working for you, amen. Amen. Make those shifts happen. Make those shifts happen. How do you go for it? How do you go for it? Are you referring for your career? So what we would do is, and we can do this, Nitro, if you want to, we can talk about what you can do for your career. So hit me up. We can do a chat. Oh, the scholarship. Yeah, the scholarship, we're announcing the 2 winners tomorrow. But basically, my right-hand man has been kind of documenting where everybody is, how everybody's doing, and all of the engagement that's been going on, and kind of monitoring that. And then she'll be picking the 2 winners. So, and all I get to do is celebrate with you and announce them. So, very good. Hopefully that answered your question. But if you wanted to know how to do the EFT and then the career thing, let's talk. Okay, cool. Very, very good. Very good. So I look forward to tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, Chicago time, and going over session 5, and then redoing our where we are. Where are you in those 4 areas of your life? Your connection to your mind, your connection to your breath, your connection to your body, your connection to your being, the unseen part of you. And so we're going to kind of go through and see where we're at, where we've changed, and you'll see where you changed. Awesome, Nitro. Yeah, definitely send me a message. I would love to connect with the scholarship. Absolutely. You've been, Yasmin. You have been. You have been. I know that, Monica, I saw you. I also look forward to doing the EFT unit in the group that I haven't gotten to yet. Most excellent. Yes, the EFT in the group. And then I do believe we might have links to that on our course platform. So just so you know, after tonight, all of the replays will be in one place. You can either look for them in the group here, or, and Monica can probably tag you also if you want to be tagged in the replays, or all of the replays will be going up on our course platform. So it'll be all in one place for you there. There's more, yes. There's more tomorrow, there's more Saturday, and there's more Sunday. We are going till Sunday, darling. Malcolm, sorry because where I have been, I've not been keeping up. That's okay, the replays will be there till Wednesday. I'll have to go through the replays. Feeling so thankful to be connected with you. Thank you, darling. I'm so glad we connected. Yeah, absolutely. So we can tag you if you want where the replays will be up. Miss Monica, if make a note. Definitely, for sure. I'm just going to tag my right-hand man while we're thinking of it. The replay link. Then it'll be easier. It'll be much easier to have them all in one place, so you don't have to look for them. Excellent. Thank you, darling. Okay. If there are no more questions, I want to thank you for being on this journey with me. This has been all week. All week has been such a pleasure. You're welcome, darling. I tagged Monica for the replay link. Definitely. And I am so... Oh, there he is. There it is. Thank you, Monica. And you know what? I tell you guys, none of this would happen without my team. because if it wasn't for them, I would be off in la la doing other things and look at shiny objects, and I'm just enjoying every moment of this. And if you are getting value from this, I want to know. I want to know. Thank you so much. Wait, Monica says wait. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Okay, while we're waiting, I'm going to have fun. I need some sparklies. You are welcome. We need some sparklies. No, none of the sparklies. How come some of the sparklies are there one day, but they're not the next? Thank you, Rose. Love you, darling. I'm going to try the fish. Can you tag me in everything? You got it. Monica's on it. We have a gift for everyone who wants to dive in tonight. Wait, what? Oh, hang on. Okay, let's get rid of you. We have a gift. We have a gift. I'll be so excited to see the winners tomorrow. Me too. So for anybody who wants to dive in tonight, we have a gift. Very cool. So Monica's going to tell us about this gift. I still have that little fish song in my head. I'll be excited to see the winners tomorrow. Yeah. What is the gift, darling? I know we have a gift. So if you guys want to get started tonight and dive deep tonight, hit Monica up. Might have to do with if you guys sign up tonight for the Alchemy of Awakening program, the 3-month program. So if you do sign up tonight, there's going to be a gift. Is that right, Monica? Very cool. For anyone who wants to dive in tonight, we have a free chakra healing session. Oh, yes. Very good. Very good. Yes. You do. If you sign up tonight, you do get the free chakra healing session. Excellent. Thank you for that. Very good. So if you guys want to go ahead and sign up for that, we're going to be talking about it more tomorrow, but we're also going to be answering all of your questions from session 1 through 5, and we're going to be going over the questions again to see where you are, and we're going to be talking about all of the things that we're going to be doing in our group and answering all of your questions for that. Awesome, awesome. So I think I'm going to go back. I don't know about the fish, though, but we'll see if there's something else. It's coming up sideways. It's coming up sideways. Very excited. Okay, looks like it's catching up. It's catching up. Oh, it's Peter Rabbit, but it came up sideways. It's Peter Rabbit. Okay, you guys. See you tomorrow, 11 a.m.